I feel judged sometimes quite a lot. Like I walk onto stage and afterwards people don't really want to come up to you, and that can be for gazillion different reasons, but I struggle with that so much.
I just like to be seen as, yeah, this is our job, this is what we do, and be seen as two normal people and who do our job.
So how did this relationship come about?
Yeah, we met on this. We talked for the first time on the street, I think, no?
No, we met in college, I'm pretty sure. We were sitting at one of the long tables and we were chatting. And then I said, oh, I have a concert coming up and you're a pianist, let's try out the Prokofiev Sonata.
I think we were in front of my house.
So why did you want to take on this project?
Rather than think of, we want to go out there and say like, here we are, this is who we are, this is what we do, look at us. We actually wanted to show something quite different, like a human side, like who are we? We are at Bartindale, first recording of the day, first recording of the project. So hopefully we can make 1 or 2 runs of each piece and then get it done without too much of a hassle.
So once we've got everything plugged in, we'll just throw some mics up. Fortunately, the guys in this venue have those 2 mics up there. So we're probably just going to go and hijack them and we'll see how we do.
Nice.
I like the sound of the floor.
You like it?
I like it, yeah.
Maybe what you could do is you can pull these mics back a bit.
Yeah.
Let's try full stick first and see what happens. This one, right?
Yes.
How do you feel your approach to music making is similar?
For me it was clear on the first rehearsal actually, we played Prokofiev and we're really picky, I guess, like we're stopping so often, I remember very well.
We have already formed opinions of how we want to do it, and I think when these opinions clash, that's the interesting part, is like where you're going to go from there.
In a way that's also interesting that we prepare separately and then we put things together, so it's not like we start the process and then one depends on each other in a way, so we are 2 individuals, I think.
How do you think you're different musically to start off with, and how do you think that makes challenges? How do you think it helps making the music?
I'm not sure if it helps or not. I sometimes have a feeling Felix is more thorough probably in the research of what everything means, but I don't know how you feel about it.
You are as thorough as me, but if you think about it, I have a 1-line instrument, and you play from the score all the time, so you see exactly what's happening, and it's something you've trained, years and years for. You can read the score very easily, you can analyze things as you're playing, and that's something where I need to sit down, I need to analyze things, I need to look at it, and it's not something that comes naturally to me. I can't sit behind the piano and figure it out. I really look at it just that tiny bit more in depth because it's kind of a handicap I have as a single-line instrument. So I feel if I don't look at the score, I'll come under-prepared to a rehearsal and I'll just know my line, and I have to, that's not chamber music. I have to know exactly what's going on, but you know my line.
noticed that you're very open and honest with each other.
Yeah, I think you have to be open. I mean, it's not like, Carla, you play shit. I can hear all your mistakes. Let me count. Gosh, so many.
I cannot count you.
Did you practice? Did you practice? Yeah, she says honest to me how things are, and I say honest things to her. I mean, it's the way it is. If something doesn't work, why continue? I think honesty can be painful sometimes as well, but it's good. But yeah, for certain people, it can be a bit intense listening to how open we are towards one another. Sometimes, you know, we go and meet people, and she just sort of like befriending, smile, or you know, do you have to say something shit like that? Things like that. And they go, oh, really? I didn't mean it like that.
As people, like personally, we're both quite direct, but we both like honesty and actually not wasting time in a way. It's very nice, but then from there to pick up the
we just do the whole thing again.
Because at the end of the day, we have a project together. Our aim is to play music, to bring it, you know, to the audience the best it can be. So we both really appreciate saying things as they are, and I think it speeds the process and I think it strengthens the relationship as well. I quite like it.
Right, good first one. Mistakes, but good. Okay, you had sugar, and you're not pushing too much, but keep it steady. It was okay, it didn't run, but it was on the verge of running. Yeah, it was on the verge of running. Sometimes when we're performing, right, and then we're in like a dark mood of some sort, and then the movement finishes, and I look over, and then you always say like, you look so angry.
Oh yeah, it's true. Like, or even when rehearsing, when he focuses, yeah, he goes like in a scary face. So I always think, what did I do? And on performance, it's really hard because I cannot stop the performance and say, Felix, are you okay? So it's quite off-putting.
we've tried it a few times, like, you know, when sort of the piece sort of finishes your really dark mood, and I go.
It makes me feel better.
So I have to force myself. Maybe we should bring a pencil on stage and just chew on the pencil because it makes you smile just before I look at you.
Yeah, but doing the recordings these days, it happened, huh? You suddenly had the scary, serious face.
Really?
Yes.
Before I go on stage, there are two possibilities. I either get really sleepy, or I just get really bubbly and just start chatting to everyone, and it's like, come on, let's go, you know, let's go on. But from the moment I walk onto stage, I'm quite often walking on with the same kind of focus, same kind of mood. I love being on stage.
I get very nervous when I play. I don't know if I can call it stage fright, but yeah, I get quite anxious. One of the reasons why I really like chamber music is because I find it easier and more comfortable and more enjoyable sometimes to work in a team. I struggle a bit with that, performing always from memory, and that actually makes me quite nervous. Like the fear to forget the music, which is irrational actually, but I want to believe it's part of the game, and probably that nervousness sometimes brings excitement. It's obviously not the most natural thing to do, to put yourself on a stage and tell everyone, now you're gonna listen to me play. Shut up, please. No? And many times when I play, and afterwards if I say, oh, people ask, oh, are you nervous? And I say my experience is, oh, you didn't look like that. You look like you were very confident. So I guess it's an inner feeling we have, no? And an inner battle, I guess. So I think it's good actually that people cannot see it in a way, because you want it to make, for them to be a comfortable experience, not are they gonna make it to the thing.
Today we're going to the Norwegian Music Academy, where we're going to record the Greek, which is our last day of recording. And we're all getting a bit tired. It's our fourth full day. Oh, why couldn't we record here all week?
Yes! Look at that.
Oh. We're very spoiled, aren't we?
So, what's your impression on the whole, Felix?
Bit small.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's small?
What kind of pressures do you face as musicians, as performing musicians?
Sometimes, you know, you go on stage or you meet a concert organizer and they've prepared everything, piano's there, and you say, can I have a music stand? And they go like, what? Music stand? And this expected, like this, the expectation of going on stage and playing with a music stand is sometimes taken rather bad. But if I play by memory, it's quite a selfish act, because this is...
It's to prove yourself, isn't it?
It's to prove myself, but also it makes a separation between us. Because if I play by memory and you play with the music, it becomes about me, but we're doing chamber music, this is not solo playing.
And I remember we tried it in a couple of concerts where he played from memory, and for me it was so obvious that you played so differently. Suddenly it was Felix in a box, you know, just trying to play the notes and remember them.
After sort of an hour into a recital, we walked off stage, you know, in the interval, and I literally threw everything around. I was furious, absolutely furious, and I got so angry with the fact that the expectation was me to play by memory, and the struggle that I had, and also that how off-putting that must be to Carla, you know, to see me just struggle and close my eyes and just try and get through. Of course I can play pieces and you can play the whole pieces nearly by memory, but that's not the point. That's not the point in a performance. For you it takes about 15 minutes, I think, and then once we get into the flow of it, it's great.
No, once I'm there it's alright.
Yeah.
The first 4 bars I push a lot, and then once we're settled on a high speed, I'm fine.
Just a bit, not just the 4 bars.
So what do you think are the biggest struggles you see in each other's playing?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
You go first.
I need to think.
Personal struggles in each other's playing. You struggle sometimes being consistent between the rehearsal and the concert. Like if there are tricky passages, you do them, you nail them, and sometimes like 10 times in a row you nail the passage in the rehearsal, you say, okay, that's fine. And then we come to a concert, and for some reason, something happens, and it is completely back like how it was before we started rehearsing. That's pretty hard. So I think that's probably your main struggle, when, at least from what I realised when we play together.
No, I totally agree. Like the tension of the moment gets me. I personally don't have many things to say about Felix.
I'm perfect.
No, I mean, there's only so much you can do with a flute anyway, isn't it? Give me 2 days and I can play the Lieberman.
I'm gonna kill you.
I would say you're quite susceptible, is a word, to when there's something that doesn't work, oof, you know, like you can really, really feel it, and it's a shame because, you know, if you hear it, you feel it, you're so much different when you decide things are fine. There is definitely a barrier, and I think maybe because of the complexity of classical music in a way, and also because it's seen as something that needs to be studied, and something I think people are not really exposed to. There's so much emotion involved in one piece that obviously at the beginning, unless you like it and or you're tied to a chair, listen to this and try to understand, I think it's common sense to say, I will listen to it when I have time. So I hope we can manage to expose classical music more to bigger audiences and people who otherwise wouldn't listen to it, like drinking a beer, having a string quartet, why not? No?
I gave a concert once and a woman came up and said after hearing you, I don't even dare touch my flute anymore, and she was sort of like this, it's like, why do you say that? Just, let's talk about it, I mean, we are not perfect by any means. And can you go to the very end? Same tempo, right? Slower? Wow.
Can you just talk a bit about what stage you're at in your career as a duo?
I mean, it sounds a bit corny, but from our heart we know now what we really want to do. As terms of two individual people, we know where our motion is going. It's just exciting to see whether our passion, individual passion, our shared passion for playing together, where that's going to take us.
Yeah, I find it changed from being like a convenience from maybe willing to play with someone, he needed a pianist, and then through time we've developed now to we actually really want this to work, and actually living in separate countries, it could be pretty normal, I guess, to go, I'm gonna find, he finds another pianist, I find another flautist. I think we both value a lot, not just how we perform professionally, but our personal relationship and we see it works. So for me there's a big difference now of really going for this.
And what do you hope will happen after this?
I hope we all move to Oslo.
We all move to Oslo?
Yeah. That'd be pretty good, I would like that.
I think so.